I gotta do it. I gotta do it for Neem. For Neem.
Hello, welcome back to P-Storm. I am Pluvius Lilon, and recently a very cute tapir made a call to action to quote-unquote dream up some nightmares so that I can, put that in my pipe and smoke it. So tonight we're gonna play Me-Side, and... Oh, she's already playing Me-Side. Oh, it's the first game she played on her channel after her debut. She talked about it during her debut. Shit. Different game. Alright, get in, losers. We're gonna... Oh, God. Slay the princess? That's terrible. Okay, I guess we'll pick English. Yeah, I've decided to, try and give myself nightmares. I've turned off the hallway light because my bedroom door has a window in it. So if the lights are on, that's gonna kind of ruin the immersion. This is a horror game and not intended for all audiences. Please visit our website at blacktabbygames.com if you need a list of specific content warnings. Slay the Princess contains flickering image effects as well as parallax effect that on rare occasion has caused motion sickness in players. If either of these effects causes health issues for you, you can disable them in the game's preferences. Bitch, I'm as healthy as a horse. Whatever horrors you may find in these dark spaces, have heart and see them through. There are no premature endings. There are no wrong decisions. There are only fresh perspectives and new beginnings. This is a love story. I'll believe it when I see it. New game, I guess. Chapter 1. The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Okay, there's voice acting. So I guess I don't have to do any voice acting. All I gotta do is react.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
But why, though? Okay. Yeah, killing a princess seems kind of bad, though, doesn't it?
Does it? In your monarchist, is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Excuse me, what? Okay, Yeah, I'm not doing it.
Are you serious? No, you have to do it.
Okay, Look, I'll go to the cabin and I'll talk to her, and if she's as bad as you say, then maybe I'll slay her. But I'm not committing to anything until I've had the chance to meet her face to face.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out. Then each and every one of us is doomed. So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Is she cute?
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Exactly.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
What? Does this narrator have a split personality or something, or was that two different characters that I didn't notice that they were two different characters? I don't fucking know.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement.
Nope, I'm raw dogging it.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Nah, I'm gonna raw dog it and maybe raw dog her.
Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Oh?
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
I've gone into worse situations unarmed. Okay, let me see here. Yeah, I'm here to save you.
How many times do I have to tell you how dangerous letting her out of here would be before it finally sinks in?
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever. Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
Well, want no longer. I am here for you. Okay, back to my corner. Meow. Wow.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Well, maybe I should have brought my lockpick.
She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone?
Yeah, forget the dagger. Give me a lockpick.
I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
There sure is, buddy.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever.
Oh, me too.
I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Sadly, no.
Don't do it. If she gets out of those chains, we're all one step closer to the end.
Okay. Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, forget about that unreliable narrator.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tongue.
Okay, it is two different characters. The narrator and the voice of the hero. I'm with the hero on this one.
They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
Hey, they look heavy, ma'am. Let me hold them.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Okay, if there isn't a key, do you have any other ideas? Yeah, let's pick the second option.
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock.
Oh, you fucker.
Is someone else here?
Yeah, let's kick the shit out of that door.
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
It was you, wasn't it?
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I don't know. I don't think that blade's sharp enough to cut chains.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
Well, there's only one thing to do now. What the fuck?
Her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
Yeah.
Fine.
Let's do it.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place.
Oh, is that my hand? Why do I have, like, claws and shit? Why am I a lizard? Man, I thought I was gonna use the blade to cut the chains.
You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Yeah, she's mesmerized by my infinity charisma. Look at my character sheet. It says infinity next to the charisma stat.
Now let's get out of here.
Approach the locked door.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
What? Yeah, warn her.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart.
I didn't do that.
But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Resist.
Blade. Move the blade.
No!
As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Stay
Hey.
strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake.
Yeah, it was you or me, princess.
For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever.
Says who?
She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not. Though it doesn't matter how sloppy her blade work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over.
It's been an honor, Your Majesty.
Everything is done. You die.
Chapter 2. The Damsel.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of
Okay,
the world.
so looping and distorted music. Getting some Doki Doki Literature Club vibes from this. Not to be... not to be that tweet. Guy who's only played Doki Doki Literature Club playing his second visual novel. Getting some real Doki Doki Literature Club vibes from this. Okay. Okay, no. What do I want to pick? Yeah.
I can assure you that you're not dead. And to answer your second question, you're here to slay the princess. I literally told you that a second ago. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he? If we're going to save our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it.
Voice of the Smitten.
Our beloved? Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess. Ah, so all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love, and the four of us will be foiling any and all assassination attempts you've got in the works.
I like this guy. I like the voice of the Smitten.
We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically.
Nope.
Sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek.
Yep.
What can I say? A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah, let's assume I'm telling the truth and all of this really did happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine. I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
You were the one who did us in, villain.
Well, not you in the literal sense, but you did everything you could to stop us from rescuing her. Oh, I wonder why. Maybe it's because the entire world was at stake. No lone princess is worth that price.
I beg to differ.
I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just going to take a deep breath and assume that whoever is making the decisions here has the common sense to ignore your
Let me
protestations.
shrink myself a little more. There we go.
Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything?
I do not sound like that.
Seems to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself? Or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would?
She would never. She's a perfect angel that you cruelly imprisoned as part of some convoluted, dastardly scheme.
Convoluted? I don't know how this premise could be any more simple. Princess bad, stop her, save everyone.
Okay. Yeah, let's talk about this princess. What do you think her three sizes are? Nah, we'll go with the first choice.
That's right, you can't stop all of us. We're going to sweep her off her feet if it's the last thing anyone does.
Are these really the sorts of people you'd like to align yourself with? You're not at the cabin yet. You still have plenty of time to reflect on the situation. I just hope for all our sakes that you make the right call.
Okay. Oh, we can do both.
Just be quick about it.
Okay. The only reason she was even able to kill me last time was because I let her. She could barely hold a knife. How is she supposed to end the world exactly?
She just can. Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that, despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you.
Maybe it's her beauty that threatens the world. Sure, it's her beauty.
Why not? And before you ask, no, we can't just keep her down there. If you don't slay her, she's going to find a way out. It's unfortunate, I know, but it's just the way it is.
Okay. Yeah, who locked her in that basement? What is this place?
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
Where'd you get that food? People. Where did the people get the food? No, I eat the people. Okay, let's see. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things. Yeah.
I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail will just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult. Not to sound like a broken record, but the less you know about her, the better things will go for all of us. I know it sounds like I'm hiding something, but you're just going to have to take me at my word.
Well, okay.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Yeah, let's proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
We already told you we're not playing along with your little game. It's your lies that can't be trusted. Her beauty is the only thing in the world we can believe in.
I think we've already been over this. I'm pretty sure he just likes the sound of his own voice.
I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed.
Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet. Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead. The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine-threaded tapestries, a prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Okay, yeah, let's take a look in the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But there was a mirror a second ago,
And now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place.
What the fuck? Yeah, it seems like a castle this time.
very different.
Is it? I can't say I was paying much attention to the scenery last time around.
I didn't even know you were here last time.
Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
This is like Bravely Default, where, like, you just keep going through, like, different... You just, like, keep going through different universes that are slightly different from the last one.
So focus up. Stop letting yourself get distracted.
Alright. Yeah, I still say we can, Yeah, I'm afraid if I take the blade, it'll, it won't give me the option to save her. So let's just raw dog it again.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight, but it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice. It's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I can hear wedding bells already. I've held my tongue till now, but you're taking this a little too far. We barely even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this over-the-top fawning. Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love.
Yes, I am.
Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall.
My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment.
You know she can't hear you, right?
She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit.
Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
See, she remembers me.
Do you hear that? She said we're dashing,
And she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it? Waiting for you to come back. I didn't want to believe your ravings back in the woods, but this is next to incontrovertible evidence. You've been here before.
That's right, villain. And you killed us. Well, she killed us. Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty.
And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time.
Nope.
Now, hold on. If we actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do this? Are you sure we want to rescue her?
Okay, do. Sorry about what happened last time. The narrator who sent me here to kill you took over my body. It was extremely unfair. Let's see. Yeah, what happened after I died?
You died, and now we're talking.
Well, truly, this is the good ending.
If another version of me was pushed to such drastic action, it was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
Aw.
She took that in stride. To a surprising extent. An almost unsettling extent, actually.
That's because she's perfect.
Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do?
She doesn't.
There's no one else like me.
I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
Alright, enough monkey business.
Rescue her? What are you talking about? Did you forget that she's a world-ending monstrosity?
According to you.
If you wanted to unleash her onto the world, despite the complete moral disaster that would be, you'd have to get her out of those chains.
Good luck with that. Don't you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her out with ease.
No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip
like-
her hand through the chains.
It's like, did anyone not bring a lockpick?
If her hand could just slip out of the chains, why hasn't she done it already?
Because we've yet to present her with her freedom.
I'm not sure I follow.
Yeah, me neither.
Would you rather believe me, a passionate heart guided by love and my own good nature? Or would you rather believe the devil on your shoulder who tells you what you can and cannot do?
Okay, good point.
I think I'd rather believe in facts.
Ah, so you're one of those empiricists. One of us has to be. Then let me show you a brand new truth. Narrator, we courageously step forward and
Courageously?
beloved from her bindings. No, I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, you'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her? I would if you had a weapon. Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought. You wouldn't. I would. I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings. And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed. I can't believe it. I guess I had to. I told you, there's no life worth living than that of a true believer.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh.
Smothers me where?
If only you had a weapon, one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade would be buried in her back, and everyone out there would be saved.
I'd like to bury something in something.
Luckily for Mr. Romance, we don't have a weapon. Who needs a weapon when we have the power of love on our side?
What do we do now?
What do we do now, she asks. Yeah, what do you want to do?
End the world? Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt love in his heart.
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world? You're so gullible. Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
I think I want to leave. And I think...
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection, and then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
Okay, yeah, if you want to leave, we can figure out the rest later.
That sounds perfect.
The princess takes your hand, the last hopes of the entire world slipping through your fingers as they intertwine with hers. We have each other. We don't need the world for our happy ending. I like to think that you do, actually. Look, I have my doubts, but the choice has been made, and this is happening. You don't have to mope about it.
Where we're going, we don't need the world.
I will mope about it, because moping is the only recourse you love-blind fools have left me with. You and the princess walk up the stairs hand in hand. Ugh, look at the way she's smiling at you. She doesn't have to be so happy about this. And what happens after we walk up the stairs? Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face and the lock.
You motherfucker.
That's a familiar move. Did I do that last time? Then you should know that you won't be able to leave.
Oh no! Did someone lock us in here? That's not fair. We're supposed to leave now.
She's right. It isn't fair. But the unfairnesses of the world are no match for the strength of true love. Enough with this true love nonsense. You just met her. Of course you wouldn't understand. Our passions run deeper than anything you will ever know. Are you listening to this? You don't have to go along with the every whim of that delusional voice. I'm just along for the ride at this point.
Okay, let's see here. Yeah, I think we can open it if we try together.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Like a pair of teenagers in love, you and the princess place your hands on the door together. Blech.
I was thinking like a double shoulder barge.
And the lock clicks and the door creaks open. Are you kidding me? I told you our love was insurmountable. You and the princess make your way upstairs and...
My balls are filled with determination.
Take the blade from the table and slay her before it's too late.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Aren't you? You're taking every opportunity you can to draw out the end of the world and make me suffer. I hate you. You know, if her walking out that door is really gonna end the world, can't we all just stay here? Seems like an easy win for everyone. That's not how this works. Yes, what he said. That's not how this works. Obviously, we have to leave with her. It's our happy ending.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I mean, who else is even here?
What a romantic suggestion. You're right. We don't need the world. All we need is each other. That's exactly what I just suggested. Was it not romantic when I suggested it? Did you suggest that? I wasn't listening. You answered me.
But the door's right there. We can just leave.
Wait. Why would she say that? Was she not wooed by our proclamation of love? We not enough for her? She's not wooed by you because staying here and building a life together isn't a seduction. It isn't anything. It's a non-answer. It can't be done.
Yeah, anything you want, babe.
Okay. That's the way out. We're going to leave together.
Oh, shit. We're gonna leave together just like you wanted. I accidentally right-clicked.
Yes, I suppose you are going to do that, aren't you? You cross the room, opening the door to the cabin, and then you step out. Our happy ending at last.
We did it. What should we do now?
Where did everything go? Where did he go? Oh, is he gone? I hadn't noticed. I was too busy staring deep into our beloved's eyes.
Her eyes, yes.
I'm cold. Is being happy supposed to be so cold?
She's cold. Quick, our feathers. Pluck them all and weave her a coat worthy of a princess.
So are we like a dinosaur or something? Is that why we have feathers? What? What just... No! No! Why? But you don't get the chance to make that jacket. Something has taken her away, and it's left something else in her place.
She's gone. Where did she go? And is that a... Why is it here? Why now?
Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to look in the mirror.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
You approach the mirror.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final. Yes. I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and preen for a while? That can't hurt, right?
The voices feel small, distant as you approach. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. You're alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. You are at the cabin.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
We can still fix her. Let's see here. What are you? Okay, the gift of a fragile vessel. Is this the end of the world? Let her out of there. Do you know the narrator? The narrator? The narrator who lives on Drury Lane. Okay.
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt.
What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
I am the hope of the universe. I am the answer to all living things that cry out for peace. I don't know. I still don't know what I am. Am I a dinosaur or a bird or...
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
Okay,
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
Stillwood.
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
Yeah, what happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Yeah, how many more pieces of you do I have to find?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
How much will I forget?
Everything. Until we meet again.
Okay. Make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Everything goes dark, and you die. What? Okay, back at chapter.
A path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
I feel like this is a good place to stop for now. Yeah, this is getting pretty wild. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, then no further actions required on your part. I guess we're in like New Game Plus now. I got an achievement that says like the real Slay the Princess starts here. So I'm gonna guess there's more to it. Like, yeah, I'm gonna guess there are like endings that you have to play through the game more than once to see. So we'll see what ending we get next time.